verbal on life.
Welcome to Verbal on Life. Next topic of conversation that I want to talk to you, Jay, is goals. When I was growing up, I would usually learn more from friends and peers and talking to others, see how what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how I can implement whatever it is they're doing in my life, you know,
Yep.
and then set my goals based on that. But it could be tricky. For instance, I grew up like in a really rough area in New York City. So I learned a lot about how to deal with the police or if you get locked up, things like that nature, but not business or anything related to like how to make it in the business world. So you sort of have to learn what you can from your friends and then do independent work. And whenever you set your goals, you end up talking to people who don't believe in you. Did you ever run into that you have a goal in mind and nobody believes that you could do it?
I mean, if you think about it, at some point, we all, or most of us at least, have some type of goal that seems unrealistic. Whether it is that you wish you could be an NBA player, for most of us, that's going to be realistic. But how many of us actually pictured ourselves at the 3 point line with the shot clock winding down and us taking that shot all net? Oh, the crowd, so we all envision things, but when it comes to an actual goal, right, it should be something that's achievable, right? And even though your goal is something that's achievable, but it's hard to get to that goal. And so to most people, it isn't achievable. So they're looking at you like, nah, you're doing something, you're crazy for that because it's not going to work. But that's only because they feel like it's not going to work for them. So since it's not going to work for them, it's probably not going to work for you. It's not really people hating on you, it's more so that they don't see it themselves being able to do it, so you probably can't do it either.
And I kind of don't like that, right? Because, okay, it doesn't work for you, but don't put the negative energy on me. You know what I mean? Like, how about showing some support, maybe talking to you a little bit differently? Instead of telling you, my man, leave that alone. Don't pursue that because it's not for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that support comes when people start taking you for real. When they start seeing, oh, wait a minute, he's onto something, or it's working, or I like what he's doing, then they kind of start more supporting it, and some start jumping in the bandwagon. But for the most part, in the beginning, people don't take it serious. They're like, oh man, this dude's just screwing around with some internet stuff, whatever. He'll get over it after a few weeks. And eventually they start seeing, more content, more people following it, until that day comes that they see something that they actually like. The same thing that happened with me with Country Wayne. Some guy I saw that was like, okay, he's kind of funny, but whatever. And eventually I saw something, I was like, oh shit. And I started following him ever since.
And I mean, one of your goals that you had was actually stepping inside the boxing ring, and you actually postponed that goal to now, to your 40s. Now that's hard to do. Um, and whatever life situation came about where you didn't continue pursuing that goal when you were younger, but then you were able to pick it up again. From here, how do you see it when people reach their goals? What should be next? Or what comes to mind for most people?
Okay, so it was always a goal of mine to step in a ring as a professional boxer. And thankfully, I was able to do that recently. And I'm very happy about that. But you shouldn't just have a goal and make it happen and then just say, okay, I'm done. It's over. Let me not have anything else. I think in life, you should always have a goal or multiple goals at a time, right? Because those are the kinds of things that keep you motivated, that keep you pushing towards something. And so, we have to have goals. If you don't have any goals, you're most likely to, make bad decisions, you know, do things that you shouldn't do because you're just thinking about today. You're not really thinking about the future.
Yeah, yeah. Let me say this much. I think one of the great things about goals is the journey. You know what? Everything that you do to get there, that's the thing, the fun part that helps you grow. You know, where goals equals hope. So you get all that good, the good vibes while you're working towards your goal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I can tell you that when you have a goal, if you're really serious about accomplishing it, um, you become consistent, and you start to strategize to be able to achieve that goal. So your strategy becomes important, something that you're not even used to strategizing, but now that you have a goal, you start thinking, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. These are the kinds of things that I have to do in order to achieve that goal. And so it helps you become more organized with the way you move.
Not only that, you learn strategies that work, strategies that didn't work, what you should carry on forward to your next goal, and what you shouldn't do moving forward. You know? And that's why I named this YouTube video for today, How to Move Between Goals in 2023, right? So picking up all the good things in pursuing the first goal and using them for your next goal. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's, if you have a goal, and it's because there are long term goals and short term, but whichever is the case, there are steps that you have to take to be able to reach that goal. For example, my goal cannot be, oh, I'm going to go to the store because it's just point A and point B from here to the store. My goal has to be, I'm going to go here, but before I go here, I have to do A, B, C, and D, and those are the things that'll help me get to where I want to go. So once you have a real goal, you have to be consistent. If you're not, and I'm talking about, think about something as simple as saving money for a car, and you calculate it. Okay, I have to save this amount every Friday, and if I save this amount every Friday, in 2 years, I'm gonna buy this type of car because you want a specific car, right? But every other Friday, you take some of the money out to do something else. And then every other month, you take all the money that you were supposed to save out for something else. What you find is that after the 2 years, you won't have the money that you were planning on having. You will not meet that goal. Why? Because you were not consistent. So it's about consistency.
You know what? Let me play devil advocate real quick to see how you handle it. Like, that ain't gonna work. That's mad dumb. That ain't never gonna work. I tried that already. That shit ain't work. Now, how do you deal with haters when you hear all that negativity? Because you know what? Growing up, you hear a lot of negativity, anything that you want to do. You know what I mean? Everybody who tried it and didn't work for them, they want to put it on you. Oh man, I used to hate that. So I would just
Hey,
stop talking about my goals. How would you deal with that?
so the thing is that we have to understand the difference between negativity and legitimate criticism, right? There's a big difference. Because, for example, someone can tell me, you know what, Jay, you curse too much on the show. And I can take that into consideration and say, you know what, maybe based on the market that we want to be in, I shouldn't curse as much, right? So that's legitimate criticism. That's not hate. But now, if you come in and you say, yo, you shouldn't do this anymore because you guys are not going to make it, you guys are not going to go far, that's hating. Why? Because you don't know how other people are going to feel about our show. So that right there, you're projecting negativity. Again, like I said before, you don't think you can make it, so therefore you don't think we can make it.
So with that in mind, I always try never to give negativity to other people. You don't know how much I hate it. You know what I mean? Instead, if I don't have anything productive to say, might as well keep it to myself. And even negative, I'll say it. Yeah.
What I would tell you is that the way that I deal with the hate, just hate to me, um, I'm just an interesting person for you to want to express that hate towards me. Because if you think about the most famous people that we know. They're the ones that have the most haters. They're the ones that have the most haters. You know. So I'm looking at it like, as a matter of fact, in a boxing group, I have haters. I have people like, yo, you got knocked out, fuck you. Like, think about this. 99% of the comments that I got in the boxing group about my fight are positive. 99%. There's that 1%. There's those few dudes that are like, oh, you got knocked out, blah, 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 like talking shit. And these guys saved my video and saved the part where I get dropped at the end and posted that part alone. So think about it. They got video of me saved on their phone and they're posting it on social media. So I'm not mad at that. I'm like, damn, if I could have a few more people like that, they
You
gonna
know,
make me famous.
when it comes to this channel, I use the haters to fuel me, to keep me going, to just give me more energy, to say, you know what, I'm not stopping. Now I'm really gonna do it, and just be consistent and not give up. Because I think all that hate makes people just want to give up. So you got to find it within yourself to say, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to the negative hate and just keep trying.
I mean, look, if you're not confident in what you're doing, then eventually those words are gonna start convincing you. Because you're not confident. I think we both, and Nate No Filter, all three of us, we're all very confident in what we're doing, and we're getting very positive feedback from the people that are tuning in. So we don't need to worry about goddamn haters.
But that goes for everybody. So the people listening, just push forward. And the only people that's going to tell you to stop is you. Like one day, I will tell myself to stop doing whatever it is that I'm doing. But I'm the one that got to convince myself. That's the way I see it. Like I convince myself to do things or not to do things, but not nobody's ideas telling me to stop. So that's real quick. My tips and advice is you convince yourself. So that's the only talk you got to have is with yourself. I don't know. Any last minute tips, Jay, or
Yeah.
advice?
Yeah, so I just want to say, a lot of people would like to get into social media, whether it's, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media apps. And they're hesitant because they're scared to put themselves out there. Like, oh, I'm gonna put my face and on camera and everybody's gonna see it. But I would say to those people, listen, if you want to do social media, give it a try. Yes, I understand it's tough, and it can be tough. You're exposing yourself. People can come at you and say whatever they want and say all this craziness about you. But at the end of the day, if you want to do something, go for it. That's really what my boxing was about. I wanted to do something and I pursued it and I did it. So if you want to do it, if you want to get into social media, you know, take that leap. It took me a while to go for it, and then the teacher one day made a phone call, talked to me, and before I know it, I was on verbal on life. So all you need is somebody to tell you do it. I'm telling you right now, do it.
You know what? More goals are still to come. I always tell my wife, I'm alive. So more goals are to come. And with this platform, we're going to get to share them with you guys and let you guys know how's it going. Everybody gets to see it. I know it's a scary thing to show your losses and your wins, but I believe in just putting it out there. Hopefully, somebody will learn from this. And that's it. Growing up, I would learn from my peers, from my friends, everything. From conversations, you learn so much. So from this talk, hopefully you picked up something and learned a lot. You know. And quick story. You know what I learned when I was younger? We used to have a friend, not Chris, and he would tell stories about getting locked up, like who's the first lawyer you're gonna get. Um, and I don't know. I used to be like, man, if I get locked up, you're gonna get a crackhead lawyer walking into the cell, and he's the one who's gonna tell you how much time you're gonna do, what you're gonna go through. And I'm like, what? Stop playing. And it was just like that. I was in the pen because once I got older, I ended up in the pen, and I ended up for hopping the bus. I didn't know you get locked up for that. And a crackhead walked in and said, hey, how you doing, man? What you up to? And he told me everything. Oh, no, you ain't got to worry, man. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. And he told me everything. I'm like, man, Chris told me about this guy. That's my lawyer. But look at what I learned when I was younger. But I just wanted to share that story. But we're going to leave it right there. So thank you so much for tuning in. And We're here every day at 6 o'clock. Okay. And any last words, Jay?
Yeah, if you watch the show for this long, or if you ever watch this show, or even if you scrolled past and saw Verbal on Life somewhere, go ahead and subscribe, man. Enjoy this content.
All right. So see you guys in the next video. Let me put the exit graphics as we click
Peace.
out.
We will be
Peace
like,
out.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Life.